Today, I want to speak to you about something that is not merely a self-help technique, but a fundamental restructuring of how you perceive your existence. I want to share a powerful truth with you, and it is a truth that can transform your life, elevate your dreams, and bring your desires within your grasp instantly. That truth is this: you are not a victim of the world you see around you. You are the creator of it. We are gathering here today to awaken a power that has been sleeping within your own bosom for your entire life. It is a power so vast and so absolute that if you were to truly understand it, you would never again feel fear or lack or limitation. We are not here to talk about wishful thinking or vague daydreaming or hoping for the best. We are here to talk about the law of opulence, which is the law of your own wonderful human imagination. The life you are living right now, whether it be one of success or failure, is nothing more than the outpicturing of your own imaginal acts. You are the operant power. You are the architect. And today we begin the process of remembering who you truly are. Most people go through their entire lives reacting to the shadows on the screen of space. They look at their bank account and they feel poor. They look at the news and they feel afraid. They look at the relationships they have attracted and they feel unloved. They believe that reality is something that happens to them. They believe they are corks bobbing on a violent ocean of fate, hoping that the currents will be kind to them. But I am here to tell you that this is the great illusion. You are not the cork. You are the ocean. You are the current. And you are the wind that moves the water. The world you see with your physical eyes is a mirror. It is a faithful and merciless mirror that reflects your own state of consciousness back to you. If you do not like what you see in the mirror, it is futile to try to change the reflection while your face remains the same. You cannot comb the hair of the reflection. You must change your own face. You must change your own consciousness. And when you do, the world has no choice but to shift to match your new identity. This brings us to the core of our teaching today. The truth is that you can always get what you visualize if you use this simple but profound technique. Visualization, when done with intent and focus, is a force that aligns your mind and energy with the reality you seek. But we must define visualization correctly. It is not closing your eyes and watching a movie of yourself being happy. That is a form of separation. True visualization is stepping into the movie. It is occupying the state. It is possessing the reality right now. The life you want and the success you deserve and the relationships you crave are all within your reach when you master this art. But you must understand the mechanism. Your subconscious mind, which is the creative engine of the universe, does not know the difference between what is physically real and what is vividly imagined. If you can impress a thought upon your subconscious mind with feeling, it must objectify that thought in your world. It must become a fact. This is the law. It is as certain as the law of gravity. Gravity does not care if you are a good person or a bad person, it simply acts. The law of assumption does not care if you think you are worthy or unworthy. It simply gives you what you are conscious of being. Here is the key that unlocks the door to the palace of abundance. You must see your desire as though it is already real. This is the stumbling block for the rational mind. The rational mind looks at the empty bank account and says it is empty. But the spiritual mind looks at the empty bank account and sees it overflowing. You must learn to close your eyes and imagine the life you desire, not as something you want in the future, but as if it is already yours right now. The future is a trap. If you say, "I will be wealthy," you are confessing that you are not wealthy. The subconscious mind only knows the present tense. It only knows "I am." When you say "I want to be," you are reinforcing the lack. You must say "I am." You must feel the emotions you would feel if you were already living that life. See the details vividly. Hear the sounds. Feel the textures. And allow yourself to be immersed in that experience. But here is the magic. Don't stop at seeing it. Begin to feel it with certainty. Your emotions are the fuel that turns your visualization into reality. Most people live in a state of reaction. They wait for something good to happen before they feel good. They wait for money to arrive before they feel secure. They wait for love to appear before they feel cherished. This is living life backwards. You must feel the security first and then the money comes. You must feel the love first and then the partner comes. You must feel the health first and then the body heals. You must go first. You are the leader and the world is the follower. When you feel joy and gratitude and excitement as if it is already yours, you are sending a signal to your mind and the world around you that this is who you are now. This technique isn't just about thinking, it is about believing, acting, and living in alignment with the vision you have created. What you consistently visualize and feel with conviction begins to shape your actions, your decisions, and the opportunities that come your way. You become a magnet. You stop chasing, and you start attracting. Here is the challenge that faces every student of this law. Most people only focus on what they don't want. They let fear and doubt and negative scenarios dominate their minds. They are addicted to their own suffering. They tell their sad stories to anyone who will listen. They rehearse their failures. They worry about tomorrow. But you are not here to focus on problems. You are here to build solutions. You must become a guardian at the gate of your mind. You must stand guard and refuse to let any unlovely thought enter your temple. Train your mind to focus only on what you desire. Let go of fear. Ignore doubt. Redirect your energy toward your vision every single day. Visualization is not just a mental exercise, it is the foundation for shaping your reality. When you withdraw your attention from a problem, the problem withers and dies for lack of nourishment. Attention is the lifeblood of the universe. Whatever you give your attention to grows. If you give your attention to lack, you create more lack. If you give your attention to opulence, you create opulence. This practice rewires your brain to believe in your vision. It creates clarity and aligns your energy before it manifests outwardly. Success begins in your mind before it manifests outwardly. Harness this power, and the possibilities are limitless. You must understand that the world of Caesar, the three-dimensional world you walk through every day, is what I call dead news. It is the delayed reflection of your past thoughts. If your life is chaotic today, it is because your thoughts were chaotic yesterday and the day before. Do not fight the chaos. Do not argue with the facts of life. Simply ignore them and plant new seeds. The key to effective visualization is seeing your goal as though it has already come true. Don't think about it as a distant wish. Imagine it happening now. Feel the joy of accomplishment and the satisfaction it brings. The more vivid and detailed your mental picture, the stronger the impact. This shifts your mindset from hoping to believing. When you believe it is real, the universe begins to reflect it back to you. Emotions are the bridge between your thoughts and reality. A thought without emotion is like a car without gasoline. It looks nice, but it is not going anywhere. When you visualize, focus on feeling the joy and gratitude of achieving your dream. Excitement and passion amplify the energy of your vision. This emotional connection programs your subconscious to work in your favor. When your heart and mind align, the path to your goal becomes clearer. Let your feelings lead you toward your desired outcome. Wishful thinking lacks the power of focused intent. Visualization demands that you direct your thoughts and emotions with purpose. Be intentional about what you visualize, knowing it shapes your reality. Random daydreaming won't create results. It is clarity and commitment that matter. When you focus on a single clear goal, you empower yourself to achieve it. Make your vision specific, purposeful, and meaningful. The awakening of the Creator is the realization that there is no one to change but self. We spend so much energy trying to fix the world. We try to fix our politicians, we try to fix our bosses, we try to fix our spouses, but the world is just a mirror. If you have a smudge on your face, you do not scrub the mirror, you scrub your face. If your world is showing you poverty, you do not fight the poverty, you change your consciousness to wealth. This requires a level of responsibility that terrifies the weak but empowers the strong. It means you can no longer blame your parents. You can no longer blame the economy. You can no longer blame bad luck. You are the operant power. You have always been the operant power. Even when you were creating failure, you were doing it perfectly through the misuse of your imagination. Now we are simply taking that same power and using it consciously for good. Visualization is most effective when it is vivid and detailed. Don't just see a vague picture. Dive into the textures, sounds, and colors of your dream. Imagine the way it feels, smells, and looks. It should feel as real as possible. This deep immersion engages your senses and strengthens your belief. Your subconscious responds to these lifelike details as if they are real. The more detailed your vision, the closer you will be to living it. Without emotional energy, visualization is just a mental exercise. Joy, passion, and gratitude power your vision, giving it life and momentum. Think of emotions as the fuel that drives the engine of your thoughts. When you feel deeply connected to your vision, you create a magnetic pull. This energy attracts opportunities, ideas, and people to support your journey. Emotion transforms thoughts into actions and results. Belief is the cornerstone of effective visualization. When you truly believe your vision is possible, your mind aligns to make it real. Doubt creates resistance, but belief opens doors to new possibilities. Start by affirming that your dream is achievable and within reach. Acting as if strengthens your faith in its eventual reality. Belief is the foundation upon which your dreams are built. But let us distinguish between belief and hope. Hope says, "I wish this would happen." Belief says, "Thank you that it has happened." Faith is the evidence of things not seen. It is the loyalty to the unseen reality. You must be brazen with your faith. You must walk through the world with the hidden secret that you are a king, even if you are currently wearing rags. You must carry yourself with the dignity of the wish fulfilled. Visualization works best when it is paired with aligned actions. Start acting and thinking like the person who already has what you desire. Make decisions and choices that support your vision daily. Your habits, mindset, and energy should all reflect your goal. Living in alignment bridges the gap between your dream and your reality. Every action you take moves you closer to what you visualize. Your life is a direct reflection of where you direct your attention. When you focus on your goals, they grow stronger and more attainable. Conversely, focusing on fears or doubts creates obstacles. Make it a habit to redirect your attention toward what you want to create. Consistency is key. Your repeated focus becomes your reality. You are the architect of your future, so choose your focus wisely. Fear and doubt are the greatest enemies of your vision. They create resistance and hinder the flow of creative energy. Let go of thoughts that don't serve your higher purpose. Replace fear with faith and doubt with determination. Trust in your ability to bring your vision to life. When you release these blocks, you free yourself to create the life you desire. Your mind naturally drifts towards scenarios, whether positive or negative. Negative thoughts can drain your energy and lower your confidence. When you notice them consciously, replace them with empowering ideas. Visualize yourself overcoming obstacles and thriving even in challenging situations. This mental shift builds resilience and fosters a growth-oriented mindset. You control the narrative in your mind. Choose positivity every time. We are embarking on a journey in this video series that is not for the faint of heart. It requires you to deny the evidence of your senses. It requires you to ignore what the world calls facts and substitute them with your own truth. You must become unreasonable. Reasonable men adapt to the world. Unreasonable men adapt the world to themselves. Therefore, all progress depends on the unreasonable man. I want you to be unreasonable with your desires. Do not ask if it is possible. Do not ask if you have the resources. Do not ask if you have the education. The only question that matters is, what do you want? If you can dare to imagine it, and if you can dare to sustain that imagination with the feeling of reality, nothing on this earth can stop it from hardening into fact. The power that created the universe is the same power that is beating your heart right now. It is not far away in the sky. It is your own wonderful human imagination. Clarity is the foundation of effective visualization. The more specific and vivid your mental image, the stronger its impact. Define exactly what you want and how it looks in your life. Imagine the environment, the people involved, and the feelings you will experience. This clarity directs your mind toward actionable steps and opportunities. A blurred vision leads to scattered results, so make it sharp and detailed. The mind responds to vivid imagination as though it is reality. By visualizing with clarity and emotion, you train your brain to accept your vision as fact. This activates your subconscious to seek ways to align your external reality with your internal image. Use this to your advantage by consistently living your vision mentally. Over time, your brain's acceptance of your dream transforms your actions and circumstances. It is like rehearsing success until it becomes second nature. Your subconscious is a powerful force that works behind the scenes. When you visualize your goals, you program it to look for opportunities aligned with your desires. It begins filtering out distractions and focusing on what matters most. This process happens naturally without conscious effort. Suddenly, the right ideas, people, and solutions appear. Your subconscious is always working, so give it the right blueprint to follow. Certainty is a powerful force that bridges imagination and reality. When you visualize with conviction, you solidify your belief in the outcome. This belief drives consistent actions and decisions aligned with your vision. It is not just about seeing the dream, it is about knowing it's inevitable. Certainty removes hesitation and fear, allowing you to move boldly toward your goals. The more confident you are, the faster your vision manifests. Visualization is like exercising a muscle. It needs regular practice to grow stronger. Make it a daily habit to reinforce your vision and connect with your goals. Spend a few minutes each morning and evening visualizing your desired reality. Consistency builds momentum and trains your mind to stay focused even on busy days. Take a moment to revisit your vision. Repetition strengthens your belief and aligns your actions with your dreams. The moments after waking and before sleeping are the most powerful for visualization. Your mind is in a relaxed state, making it highly receptive to suggestion. Begin your day by imagining success, setting the tone for positive action. End your day by visualizing your dream as though it is already achieved, reinforcing your belief. This simple routine keeps your vision fresh and energizes your subconscious. Use these windows of time to anchor your focus and intention. A clear vision serves as a compass for your life. When you know where you are headed, every decision becomes more intentional. Ask yourself, does this align with my vision before making choices? Let your goals shape your habits, priorities, and responses to challenges. Over time, these aligned actions compound into significant progress. Your vision isn't just a dream, it is your guiding light for daily living. So, as we prepare to go deeper into the specific techniques of the Law of Opulence in the coming chapters, I want you to make a silent covenant with yourself. Promise yourself that you will no longer be a slave to the visible world. Promise yourself that you will no longer accept lack as your destiny. You are waking up from a long slumber. The Creator within you is stirring. It is time to take the throne. It is time to stop begging for crumbs and start creating the feast. You have the power, you have the tools, and now you have the knowledge. The only thing left to do is to apply it. Let us move forward into the practical application of this law and discover how to turn the invisible into the solid reality of your life. Open your mind, open your heart, and let the awakening begin. We arrive now at the engine room of creation. We have awakened to the fact that we are the creators of our reality, but now we must understand the fuel that powers this machine. That fuel is feeling. You may have heard the phrase, feeling is the secret. It is a phrase that has been bandied about in spiritual circles for decades, but very few people truly understand what it means. They mistake feeling for volatile emotion. They think that to manifest a desire, they must work themselves up into a frenzy of excitement or jump up and down with joy. This is a misunderstanding that leads to exhaustion and eventually to failure. When we speak of the secret of feeling, we are speaking of something far more profound and far more subtle. We are speaking of the sensation of reality. We are speaking of the feeling of naturalness. We are speaking of the deep inner knowing that your desire is already a fact. This chapter is designed to help you distinguish between the shallow emotions of the surface mind and the deep creative feelings of the subconscious self. If you can master this distinction, you can have anything you want in this world. The transcript you studied earlier stated that emotions are the fuel that turns your visualization into reality. This is true, but we must refine the definition of emotion. Think of a desire you have right now. Maybe it is a large sum of money. If I were to put that money in your hands right this second, you would initially feel a burst of excitement. Your heart would race and you might shout with joy. But what would happen an hour later? What would happen a week later? The excitement would fade. It would settle into something else. It would settle into a feeling of security. It would settle into a feeling of relief. It would settle into a feeling of naturalness. It would just be your money. It would be a fact of your life. This settled state is the feeling of the wish fulfilled. This is the state you must capture in your imagination. You are not trying to capture the explosion of the fireworks, you are trying to capture the steady glow of the hearth. You want to feel as though having your desire is the most natural thing in the world. Because as long as it feels exciting, it is still novel, and as long as it is novel, it is not yet yours. You must wear your desire until it feels like comfortable old clothes. You must see your desire as though it is already real. Close your eyes and imagine the life you desire not as something you want in the future, but as something you possess right now. This is the great secret of time. The subconscious mind does not have a calendar. It does not know tomorrow, and it does not know yesterday. It only knows the eternal now. When you say, "I will be wealthy," the subconscious hears, "I am not wealthy." It creates the lack. But when you summon the feeling of wealth in the present moment, the subconscious has no choice but to externalize it. You must feel the emotions you would feel if you were already living that life. See the details vividly. Hear the sounds of your new environment. Feel the textures of the clothes you would wear. Smell the perfume of the partner you would be with. Allow yourself to be immersed in that experience, but do not just watch it like a movie. Step into the screen. Be the actor in the drama. Look through your own eyes. If you are imagining a new car, do not look at the car from the outside. Sit in the driver's seat. Feel the leather on your back. Grip the steering wheel. Feel the vibration of the engine. This sensory detail is what convinces the deeper mind that the experience is real. Here is where many students fail. They visualize, but they remain observers. They think of the goal rather than thinking from the goal. There is a vast chasm between thinking of and thinking from. When you think of a rose, you can see it in your mind's eye, but it is separate from you. When you think from the rose, you are the rose. You feel the softness of the petals. You smell the scent. You are in the garden. To manifest effectively, you must think from the end. You must occupy the state. You must appropriate the feeling. Appropriation means taking ownership. You are not asking for permission. You are taking what is yours by divine right. When you visualize with this level of intensity and possession, you are creating a chemical change in your body. Your nervous system cannot tell the difference between a real experience and a vividly imagined one. If you do this correctly, you will feel a physical shift. You might feel a release of tension. You might feel a wave of peace washing over you. This is the signal that the seed has been planted. Your emotions are the signal that broadcasts your frequency to the quantum field. The transcript mentioned that when you feel joy and gratitude as if it is already yours, you are sending a signal to your mind and the world around you that this is who you are now. This is the law of identity. You do not attract what you want, you attract what you are, and you are what you feel yourself to be. If you walk around all day feeling worried and small and victimized, you are broadcasting a signal of victimhood, and the universe will send you oppressors to match that signal. But if you can dare to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, if you can walk around feeling chosen and wealthy and healthy, even when your senses deny it, you change your signal. And when the signal changes, the picture on the screen of life must change. It is impossible for it not to. This technique isn't just about thinking, it is about believing, acting, and living in alignment with the vision you have created. It is a total transformation of self. What you consistently visualize and feel with conviction begins to shape your actions, your decisions, and the opportunities that come your way. You will find yourself doing things you wouldn't normally do. You will say things you wouldn't normally say. You are being moved by a higher power, the power of your own subconscious, which has accepted the new blueprint. This is why you don't have to worry about the how. The feeling dictates the means. If you capture the feeling of the end, the means will take care of themselves. The feeling is the cause and the physical manifestation is the effect. Most people try to change the effect without changing the cause. They struggle and fight and manipulate the outside world, but they never change how they feel inside. This is like trying to change your reflection in a mirror by screaming at it. You must smile first, and then the reflection smiles. You must feel rich first, and then the riches come. You must feel loved first, and then the lover appears. This is the order of the universe, and it cannot be reversed. Let us go deeper into the specific quality of this feeling. I call it the feeling of relief. Why relief? Because relief is the emotion that follows the accomplishment of a desire. When you are hungry and you finally eat, you feel relief. When you are worried about a bill and it gets paid, you feel relief. When you are lonely and someone holds your hand, you feel relief. Relief implies that the problem is solved. It implies that the desire is fulfilled. So if you are struggling to find the right feeling, just ask yourself, how would I feel if this problem was solved right now? You would let out a deep breath. Your shoulders would drop. The knot in your stomach would untie. That is the feeling. Capture that sigh of relief. Sustain it, bathe in it. That feeling of relief is the most powerful creative force in the universe, because it is the feeling of faith. It is the feeling of surrender. It says it is finished. Success begins in your mind before it manifests outwardly. Harness this power and the possibilities are limitless. The key to effective visualization is seeing your goal as though it has already come true. Don't think about it as a distant wish. Imagine it happening now. Feel the joy of accomplishment and the satisfaction it brings. The more vivid and detailed your mental picture, the stronger the impact. This shifts your mindset from hoping to believing. Hoping is a state of lack. Hoping admits that you do not have it. Believing is a state of possession. Believing admits that it is done. When you believe it is real, the universe begins to reflect it back to you. The universe is not judging you, it is reflecting you. It is a giant photocopier. It simply copies whatever document you place on the glass of your consciousness. If you place a document of poverty, it copies poverty. If you place a document of opulence, it copies opulence. And the ink it uses is feeling. Emotions are the bridge between your thoughts and reality. A thought without emotion is a shadow. It has no substance. It has no power to move things. You can think about $1 million all day long, but if you think about it with a feeling of impossibility or a feeling of distance, nothing will happen. You must saturate the thought with feeling. You must love the thought. You must make love to the state. When you visualize, focus on feeling the joy and gratitude of achieving your dream. Excitement and passion amplify the energy of your vision. This emotional connection programs your subconscious to work in your favor. Think of your subconscious mind as a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds, but feelings are the water and the sun. You can plant the best seeds in the world, but if you do not water them with feeling, they will die in the ground. You must water your garden every day. You must return to the feeling of the wish fulfilled over and over again until the plant breaks through the soil. When your heart and mind align, the path to your goal becomes clearer. Let your feelings lead you toward your desired outcome. Wishful thinking lacks the power of focused intent. Visualization demands that you direct your thoughts and emotions with purpose. Be intentional about what you visualize, knowing it shapes your reality. Random daydreaming won't create results. We all daydream. We drift into fantasies of being rich or famous. But these fantasies are usually fleeting, and they are often tinged with the painful reality that it is not true. This is destructive daydreaming. Constructive visualization is different. It is controlled. It is steady. It is the deliberate act of shutting out the senses and entering a state where the dream is the only reality. It is clarity and commitment that matter. When you focus on a single clear goal, you empower yourself to achieve it. Make your vision specific, purposeful, and meaningful. The awakening of feeling requires you to become sensitive to your inner world. Most of us are numb. We are distracted by our phones, by the television, by the noise of the world. We have lost touch with our own hearts. To practice this secret, you must learn to be quiet. You must learn to go within. You must learn to shut the door of the senses. When you close your eyes, you are shutting out the world of effects. In that silence, you can begin to generate the feeling. You can conjure it up. At first, it might feel fake. It might feel like you are pretending. Do not worry about this. Keep going. If you persist, the feeling will become natural. It is like learning to ride a bike. At first, it feels awkward and dangerous. But if you keep pedaling, suddenly you find your balance. Suddenly it feels like you were born to ride, you were born to create, you were born to feel the reality of your dreams. Visualization is most effective when it is vivid and detailed. Don't just see a vague picture. Dive into the textures, sounds, and colors of your dream. Imagine the way it feels, smells, and looks. It should feel as real as possible. Let us take a practical example. Suppose you want a promotion at work. Do not just think, I have a promotion. That is weak. Construct a scene. Imagine your boss walking up to your desk. See the color of his tie. Smell his cologne. Hear the specific tone of his voice. Hear him say the words, "Congratulations on the new position." Feel the firm grip of his hand as he shakes yours. Feel the mixture of pride and gratitude in your chest. Make it so real that you actually catch yourself smiling. This deep immersion engages your senses and strengthens your belief. Your subconscious responds to these lifelike details as if they are real. It cannot tell the difference. It assumes that because you experienced it so vividly, it must be true, and it sets about making it true in the outer world. The more detailed your vision, the closer you will be to living it. Without emotional energy, visualization is just a mental exercise. Joy, passion, and gratitude power your vision, giving it life and momentum. Think of emotions as the fuel that drives the engine of your thoughts. A car with a powerful engine but no fuel is useless. A mind with powerful thoughts but no feeling is useless. You must fill the tank. You fill the tank by engaging with the desire until it sparks a reaction in you. Sometimes this requires you to get into a drowsy state where the analytical mind is quiet. Sometimes it requires you to listen to music that inspires you. Whatever helps you touch the feeling, use it. When you feel deeply connected to your vision, you create a magnetic pull. This energy attracts opportunities, ideas, and people to support your journey. Emotion transforms thoughts into actions and results. Belief is the cornerstone of effective visualization. But belief is not something you force. Belief is a byproduct of feeling. When you have felt something to be true often enough, you naturally believe it. If you have imagined shaking your boss's hand 100 times in your mind, it starts to feel like a memory. And we believe our memories. We do not doubt that we ate breakfast this morning because we remember it. You must create future memories. You must imagine the event with such intensity that it feels like a memory before it happens. When you truly believe your vision is possible, your mind aligns to make it real. Doubt creates resistance, but belief opens doors to new possibilities. Start by affirming that your dream is achievable and within reach. Acting as if strengthens your faith in its eventual reality. Belief is the foundation upon which your dreams are built. Visualization works best when it is paired with aligned actions. But remember, the action follows the feeling. You do not act to make it happen. You act because it has happened. This is a subtle but vital distinction. If you are acting to make it happen, you are acting from lack. If you are acting because it is who you are acting from abundance. Start acting and thinking like the person who already has what you desire. Make decisions and choices that support your vision daily. Your habits, mindset, and energy should all reflect your goal. Living in alignment bridges the gap between your dream and your reality. Every action you take moves you closer to what you visualize. Your life is a direct reflection of where you direct your attention. When you focus on your goals, they grow stronger and more attainable. Conversely, focusing on fears or doubts creates obstacles. Make it a habit to redirect your attention toward what you want to create. Consistency is key. Your repeated focus becomes your reality. You are the architect of your future, so choose your focus wisely. The secret of feeling is not a one-time magic trick. It is a lifestyle. It is a discipline. You must become the master of your moods. You cannot afford to indulge in moods of depression or anger or self-pity. These moods are expensive. They cost you your dreams. When you feel yourself slipping into a negative mood, catch yourself. Ask yourself, does this mood align with my wish fulfilled? If not, change it. Use your imagination to pull yourself out of the pit. Imagine the solution. Imagine the good news. Change the feeling. By doing this, you are steering the ship of your life away from the rocks and towards the open sea of infinite possibility. Fear and doubt are the greatest enemies of your vision. They create resistance and hinder the flow of creative energy. Let go of thoughts that don't serve your higher purpose. Replace fear with faith and doubt with determination. Trust in your ability to bring your vision to life. When you release these blocks, you free yourself to create the life you desire. Your mind naturally drifts towards scenarios whether positive or negative thoughts can drain your energy and lower your confidence. When you notice them consciously, replace them with empowering ideas. Visualize yourself overcoming obstacles and thriving even in challenging situations. This mental shift builds resilience and fosters a growth-oriented mindset. You control the narrative in your mind. Choose positivity every time. So the secret is out. Feeling is the secret. But knowing the secret is not enough. You must apply it. You must become a practitioner of feeling. You must become an artist of emotion. You must learn to paint your world with the colors of joy and love and abundance. Tonight, do not go to sleep until you have captured the feeling of your wish fulfilled. Do not let your head hit the pillow until you are vibrating with the sensation of success. Sleep in that feeling. Let it carry you into the deep waters of the subconscious, and watch as your world transforms to match the beauty of your inner vision. The power is yours. The feeling is yours. The reality is yours. We now enter the Holy of Holies of the Law of Opulence. This is the testing ground, where the masters are separated from the students and where the creators are distinguished from the victims. We are going to speak about the most challenging, yet the most liberating aspect of this teaching, which is the ability to ignore the evidence of your physical senses. Most people live their entire lives as slaves to their five senses. If their eyes see an empty bank account, they believe in poverty. If their ears hear a doctor's bad report, they believe in sickness. If their hands touch a cold, empty bed, they believe in loneliness. They allow the outer world to dictate their inner state. They are like thermometers that simply reflect the temperature of the room rather than thermostats that set the temperature. But you are called to be a thermostat. You are called to change the atmosphere, not merely record it. To do this, you must learn the art of denying the sensory evidence. This does not mean you are delusional or that you ignore your responsibilities in the three-dimensional world. It means you understand the nature of reality. You understand that the world of facts and figures and hard objects is not the cause, it is the effect. It is the shadow cast by the invisible light of your own consciousness. The transcript you studied earlier touched upon this when it said that most people only focus on what they don't want and let fear and doubt dominate their minds. This happens because they are reacting to the screen of space. Imagine for a moment that you are watching a movie in a theater. If you do not like the scene playing on the screen, it would be foolish to run up to the screen and try to scrub the image off with a cloth. The screen is just a reflection. The image is coming from the projector in the back of the room. Your physical life, with all its limitations and problems, is the screen. Your imagination is the projector. When you fight with your circumstances or worry about your debt or stress over your relationship status, you are fighting with the screen. You are wasting your energy on shadows. To change the movie, you must ignore the screen and go back to the projector. You must change the film. This requires you to withdraw your attention from the evidence of the senses. You must learn to look at a problem and see right through it to the solution. You must learn to walk by faith and not by sight. Faith is not hoping that something will happen. Faith is the loyalty to the unseen reality. It is the conviction that what you are imagining is more real than what you are seeing. This brings us to a profound metaphysical truth that you must grasp if you want to be free. The world you see around you right now is dead. It is what I call dead news. Just as the light from a distant star takes millions of years to reach the earth, so that by the time you see it, the star itself may have already died. So too is your physical reality a delayed reflection. The circumstances you are experiencing today are the result of the thoughts and feelings you entertained yesterday and last month and last year. They are the echo of your past consciousness. If you are poor today, it is because you inhabited the state of poverty in the past. If you are lonely today, it is because you planted the seeds of loneliness yesterday. But here is the tragedy. When you look at your current circumstances and react to them with emotion, you are replanting the same seeds. You are perpetuating the cycle. You are keeping the dead star alive. To break the cycle, you must stop reacting to the echo. You must stop feeding the dead world with your lifeblood, which is your attention. You must turn your back on the evidence of the senses and turn your face toward the new reality you wish to create. I know this is difficult. When the bill collector is calling, or when the pain in your body is sharp, the senses are very loud. They scream for your attention. They demand that you bow down and worship them. They say, "Look at me, I am real, I am a fact." But you must answer them with the boldness of the operant power. You must say to your senses, "I admit that you are real in the world of Caesar, but you are a lie in the world of spirit. And I choose to live in the world of spirit. This is what it means to be in the world, but not of it." You pay your bills and you go to the doctor and you do what is necessary in the physical world, but you do not give your internal consent to the limitation. You keep a secret room in your heart where you are already wealthy, where you are already healed, where you are already loved. You live in a dual state of consciousness. While your outer man is navigating the challenges of the day, your inner man is dwelling in the palace of the wish fulfilled. And because the inner man is the creative cause, eventually the outer world must conform to his dwelling place. Let us look at the mechanics of attention. Your attention is the most valuable currency you possess. It is more valuable than gold or Bitcoin. Whatever you give your attention to, you are buying. You are investing in it. You are saying, "I want more of this." When you obsess over the news or gossip about your neighbors or worry about the economy, you are spending your creative gold on creating more chaos. You must become a miser with your attention. Do not give it away to things that do not serve your high calling. When the senses present you with an unlovely fact, you must learn to withdraw your attention from it. This does not mean you suppress it or run away from it. It means you look at it without emotional engagement. You look at it as if it were a dry leaf blowing across the street. It has no power over you unless you give it power. You deny it the fuel of your reaction, and then you immediately redirect your attention to the opposite reality. If the senses show you lack, you immediately summon the feeling of abundance. If the senses show you conflict, you immediately summon the feeling of peace. This is the mental discipline of the master. No. The transcript mentioned that you are not here to focus on problems, you are here to build solutions. This is a vital distinction. Most people call themselves realists. They say, "I am just looking at the facts." But I tell you that a realist is just a person who is trapped in the past. The facts of today are just the crystallized thoughts of yesterday. If you want a new future, you must be an idealist. You must be a visionary. You must dare to see things not as they are, but as they ought to be. This requires a suspension of your disbelief. You must be willing to feel foolish in the eyes of the world. The world will tell you that you are crazy to believe you are wealthy when you have no money. But the world does not know the law. The world thinks that seeing is believing, but you know that believing is seeing. You know that if you persist in the assumption of wealth, the world will eventually have no choice but to pour its treasures into your lap. Let us discuss the addiction to the senses. We are addicted to the drama of the 3D world. We get a strange, perverse satisfaction from complaining. We love to call our friends and tell them how bad things are. We bond over our shared misery. This addiction is the chain that binds you to mediocrity. You must break this addiction. You must go on a fast. I challenge you to stop talking about your problems. Stop giving them airtime. Stop defining yourself by your limitations. When someone asks you how you are doing, do not give them a recital of your aches and pains and financial struggles. Tell them you are doing wonderful. Tell them things are getting better every day. This is not lying. This is prophesying. You are speaking the truth of your inner reality until it becomes the truth of your outer reality. You must starve the old man of the senses so that the new man of imagination can be born. Consider the metaphor of the mirror again. If you wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and see a frown on your face, you do not try to force the reflection to smile. You smile first. You must be the one to initiate the change. The world is a mirror that has no initiative of its own. It is waiting for you. It is waiting for you to declare who you are. But if you wait for the world to change first, you will wait forever. You must ignore the frown in the mirror. You must ignore the empty bank account. You must ignore the silence of the phone. And in the face of that void, you must declare your abundance. You must say, "I am wealthy, I am loved, I am successful, And you must say it with such conviction that the mirror cracks and reforms itself into a new image. This takes courage. It takes spiritual stamina. But you have that stamina within you. The senses are excellent servants, but they are terrible masters. They were given to you to navigate this physical plane, not to rule over you. You must put them in their place. When your eyes tell you that you are alone, you must close your eyes and use your inner eye to see your partner. When your ears hear criticism, you must use your inner ear to hear praise. When your body feels weak, you must use your inner body to feel strength. This practice develops your spiritual muscles. It awakens the faculties of the inner man. Neville Goddard taught that we have a complete set of inner senses that are just as real as our outer senses. We can touch and taste and smell and hear and see in our imagination. And when we use these inner senses to experience our desire, we are planting it in the womb of creation. The challenge is consistency. It is easy to ignore the senses for 5 minutes during a meditation. But can you do it when you open your eyes and the bill is still on the table? Can you do it when your boss is yelling at you? This is where the rubber meets the road. This is where the true work is done. You must carry the feeling of the wish fulfilled into the marketplace. You must walk through the valley of the shadow of death and fear no evil, because you know that your imagination is with you. You must be able to look at a fact that denies your desire and say to it, you are only a shadow and you are passing away. I deny your authority over me. My internal reality is the only true authority. This is the attitude of brazen impudence. It is the refusal to take no for an answer from life. Let me give you a practical technique for ignoring the senses. I call it the fast-forward technique. When you are in a situation that is unpleasant or contrary to your desire, imagine that you have a remote control in your hand. Press the fast-forward button. See the scene speeding up and blurring until it disappears. Then press play on a new scene. A scene that takes place 3 months from now or a year from now, where the problem is completely solved. Live in that future scene. Feel the relief of looking back on the problem as a distant memory. By doing this, you are collapsing time. You are stepping out of the current unpleasant state and stepping into the solution. You are refusing to dwell in the problem state. Remember, you can only be in one state at a time. If you are in the state of the problem, you cannot be in the state of the solution. You must move. And to move, you must ignore the evidence that anchors you to the problem. This practice also requires you to change your definition of truth. We have been taught that truth is what we can measure and weigh and see. But I tell you that truth is subjective. Truth is what you accept as true. If you accept sickness as true, it becomes true for you. If you accept health as true, it becomes true for you. The facts change, but the law remains. The law is that you get what you consent to. So, do not consent to anything that is not lovely and of good report. Be a gatekeeper. When a piece of bad news comes to your door, do not let it in. Do not offer it a chair. Do not serve it tea. Keep the door barred. Say to it, I do not recognize you. I do not accept you as part of my world. And because you withdraw your attention from it, it must fade away. It may knock for a while, it may shout, but if you persist in ignoring it, it will eventually lose its energy and depart. There is a peace that comes when you stop fighting the senses and simply ignore them. It is the peace of the observer. You realize that you are not your circumstances. You are the witness of your circumstances. You are the consciousness behind the eyes. You can watch the drama of your life unfold without getting lost in it. You can stand on the rock of your imagination while the storms of the senses rage around you. And because you are standing on the rock, you are safe. You are stable. You are anchored in the deep, knowing that your imaginal act has its own appointed hour, and it will ripen, it will flower. If it seems long, wait for it. It is sure, and it will not be late. But while you wait, do not check the soil. Do not dig up the seed. Do not look for signs. Looking for signs is proof that you do not believe. If you believed you had it, you would not be looking for it. You would simply go about your business knowing that it is done. The transcript stated that fear and doubt are the greatest enemies of your vision. Fear is simply faith in evil. Fear is the use of your imagination to create what you do not want. When you listen to the evidence of the senses, you usually generate fear. You look at the symptoms and you imagine the worst. You look at the bills and you imagine bankruptcy. You must reverse this engine. Use the same energy that creates fear to create hope. Look at the symptoms and imagine vitality. Look at the bills and imagine overflowing abundance. It takes the same amount of mental energy to imagine success as it does to imagine failure. Why waste your energy on failure? Why pay interest on trouble that has not even happened yet? Be disciplined. When the fear rises, acknowledge it, but do not identify with it. Say to yourself, this fear is just a sensation, it is not a prediction. I choose to predict my own future, and my future is bright. You must become unreasonable. The reasonable man looks at the facts and accepts his fate. The unreasonable man looks at the facts and laughs. He knows that he has a secret weapon. He knows that he can revise the facts. He knows that he can dream a new dream. History is filled with unreasonable men and women who refuse to accept the evidence of their senses. They were told it was impossible to fly. They were told it was impossible to cure certain diseases. They were told it was impossible to rise from poverty. But they ignored the naysayers. They ignored the statistics. They held fast to their vision. And because they did, they changed the world. You are called to be one of these people. You are called to demonstrate the power of the imagination to overcome the limitations of the flesh. Let us address the feeling of loneliness specifically, because the senses are very cruel when it comes to love. You may come home to an empty house night after night. The silence may feel deafening. The senses shout at you that you are unwanted. Ignoring this evidence is one of the hardest things to do. But you must do it. You must treat the empty space in your bed as a temporary illusion. You must treat the silence as a space that is being prepared for conversation. You must fill the empty house with your imaginary partner. Talk to them. Cook for them. Feel their presence so strongly that the loneliness dissolves. If you can feel accompanied even when you are physically alone, you have conquered the senses. And the universe must rush to fill that vacuum with a physical person. You cannot be lonely in your mind and attract love. You must be loved in your mind to attract love. And what about money? The senses are brutal when it comes to lack. When you cannot buy what you need, the pain is visceral. But this is where you must be the most defiant. You must refuse to feel poor. Poverty is a state of mind, not a number in a bank account. There are people with millions who feel poor, and there are people with nothing who feel rich. The one who feels rich will always attract more. The one who feels poor will always lose what they have. You must walk past the store windows and instead of saying, I cannot afford that, say, I accept that. I have that in my imagination. Shop mentally. Spend millions in your mind. Get used to the feeling of opulence. Do not let the price tag dictate your worth. Ignore the price tag. Live in the feeling that you own the world, because in truth you do. This chapter is a call to arms. It is a call to fight the good fight of faith. The enemy is not the devil. The enemy is not your neighbor. The enemy is the tyranny of the senses. You must overthrow this tyrant. You must declare your independence. You must sign your own emancipation proclamation. Declare today that you are no longer a slave to what you see. Declare that you are a master of what you imagine. Walk through this world as a king in disguise. Your kingdom is not of this world, it is of the world of imagination. But as you rule in that kingdom, this world will bend the knee. It will shift and rearrange itself to reflect your glory. So I leave you with this challenge for this chapter. For the next 24 hours, refuse to accept any evidence that contradicts your desire. If something bad happens, say, this is not real. If someone says something negative, say, I do not hear that. If you feel a pain, say, I am healed. Live in a bubble of your own making. Protect your vision with your life, because your vision is your life. It is the only thing that is truly real. Everything else is just dust and shadows. Ignore the dust. Look at the light. Keep your eyes fixed on the prize. And as you do, the shadows will flee away, and the morning star will rise in your heart. You are the creator. Do not let your creation boss you around. Take command. Ignore the evidence and watch the miracle unfold. Before we enter the Holy of Holies, the specific technique that Neville Goddard called the state akin to sleep, which is the master key to the subconscious mind. I want to invite you to make a solemn commitment. If you are ready to stop being a victim of your senses and start being the architect of your destiny, I ask you to subscribe to this channel right now. By pressing that subscribe button, you are not just supporting the channel, you are signaling to the universe that you are aligning with this higher truth. We are building a sanctuary for conscious creators here, and I want you to be part of it. Turn on the notification bell so you are constantly reminded of your power. Now, let us lower the lights and learn how to rewrite your destiny in the silence of the night. We now arrive at the most critical technique in the entire curriculum of the Law of Opulence. If you remember nothing else from this series, remember this chapter. We are going to discuss the state akin to sleep. This is the gateway to the subconscious mind. It is the secret door through which you walk to meet God. You see, we have established that your imagination creates reality, and we have established that you must ignore the senses. But how do you actually impress a new reality upon the deep self? You cannot do it easily when you are wide awake and bustling about your day. When you are fully awake, your rational mind is guarding the door. It rejects anything that contradicts your physical senses. If you try to affirm I am wealthy while you are looking at an overdue bill, your rational mind will scream that you are lying. You need a way to slip past the guard. You need a way to enter the treasure room without triggering the alarm. The state akin to sleep is that way. It is a specific psychological state where the body is immobilized and the conscious mind is drowsy but still in control of its attention. It is the twilight zone between waking and sleeping. And it is in this magic window that miracles are made. The transcript you studied earlier mentioned that the moments after waking and before sleeping are the most powerful for visualization. This is true, but we must go much deeper into the mechanics of the night. You spend 1/3 of your life in sleep. That is 8 hours out of every 24. If you live to be 60, you will have spent 20 years sleeping. Most people waste these years. They use sleep as a mere pause button to recover from the exhaustion of the day. They take their worries and their arguments and their fears into the bedroom with them. They fall asleep thinking about the problems of tomorrow. And because the subconscious mind works deductively, it takes those problems and multiplies them through the night. It creates the script for the next day based on the feeling you took into sleep. You must stop this unconscious habit. You must begin to treat sleep as a divine workshop. The time right before you drift off is the most creative time of your entire existence. The doors of the senses are closing. The outer world is fading. The inner world is waking up. This is your opportunity to rewrite the script of your life before the curtain rises on tomorrow. Let us discuss the preparation for this state. You cannot enter the state akin to sleep if you are physically tense. You must lie down on your back. I recommend lying flat with your head on a level with your body or on a very low pillow. You want to feel as though you are floating. Close your eyes. Now you must immobilize the body. This is crucial. As long as you are moving your muscles, you are grounded in the physical world. You want to disconnect your attention from the body, so lie still. Relax your feet, relax your legs, relax your hands. Feel the tension draining out of you. You are inducing a state of drowsiness. You want to get to the point where you are so relaxed that you do not want to move. You could move if you wanted to, but you have no desire to do so. This is the state. You are not asleep yet. You are drifting. You are in control of your thoughts, but you are no longer bound by your body. This is the moment of power. Now, what do you do in this state? You do not daydream. You do not let your mind wander from thought to thought. You perform a controlled act of imagination. We call this the loop. You must construct a scene. A single short scene that implies your desire is already fulfilled. Note that I said implies. You do not visualize the process of getting your desire. You visualize an event that can only happen after you have your desire. If you want a new home, visualize sleeping in the new bedroom or turning the key in the front door. If you want a promotion, visualize your colleague shaking your hand and congratulating you. If you want marriage, visualize feeling the wedding ring on your finger. The scene must be short, It should be no longer than 5 or 10 seconds. Why? Because if it is too long, your mind will wander. You will start adding details that are unnecessary, and you will lose focus. Keep it simple. Keep it tight. Here is the secret of the loop. You play this short scene over and over again. You do not do it once. You do it 50 times. You do it 100 times. You loop it like a GIF image. Shake the hand. Shake the hand. Shake the hand. Feel the ring. Feel the ring. Feel the ring. Why do we loop? Because repetition creates a rhythm, and rhythm is hypnotic. As you repeat the action, you stop thinking about what you are doing and you start experiencing it. The first time you imagine it, it feels like a picture. The 10th time, it feels like a memory. The 50th time, it feels like reality. You are saturating the mind with the sensation of the act. You are crowding out all other thoughts. The looping prevents your mind from wandering off to your problems. It locks you into the state of the wish fulfilled. You must persist in this loop until you feel a distinct sensation of reality. It will click. Suddenly, you will feel that you are actually there. The bedroom will fade away and you will be in the scene. You must bring all your sensory vividness to this act. Sight is good, but touch is better. The subconscious mind is easily persuaded by the sense of touch. In your imagination, do not just see the hand you are shaking. Feel the warmth of the skin. Feel the grip. Do not just see the key. Feel the cold metal. Feel the ridges. If you are imagining a person talking to you, hear the tone of their voice. Is it excited? Is it calm? Hear the specific words. Congratulations. I love you. It is done. Whatever the phrase is, keep it short. Restrict the action to a single sensory event. By restricting the action, you intensify the feeling. It is like focusing the sun's rays through a magnifying glass. If you scatter the rays, nothing happens. If you focus them, you can start a fire. You want to start a fire in the subconscious. You want to burn this image into the fabric of your being. One of the most common questions I get is, what if I cannot visualize clearly? What if I do not see pictures? Do not worry. Seeing is not the only way. You can feel. In fact, feeling is superior. Can you imagine holding a tennis ball right now? You might not see it, but you can imagine what it feels like in your hand. You can imagine the fuzzy texture. You can imagine the weight. That is enough. Use your strongest inner sense. If you are good at hearing, hear voices. If you are good at feeling, feel textures. The goal is not a high-definition movie. The goal is the feeling of reality. You want to reach a point where your physical body is forgotten and your imaginal body is the only reality. You are hallucinating your future into existence. This is controlled hallucination, and it is the most sane thing you can do. Let us address the problem of falling asleep. The goal of the state Akin to sleep is to carry the action right up to the moment of unconsciousness. Ideally, you want to fall asleep while you are performing the action. You want to slip from the imagined state directly into the deep ocean of sleep without breaking the connection. This ensures that the vibration of your desire dominates your subconscious for the entire night. However, many people find that they fall asleep too quickly before they can generate the feeling, or they stay awake too long and get restless. If you fall asleep too quickly, try doing this while sitting in a comfortable chair. Induce the drowsiness, but keep your head upright. This will keep you slightly more alert. Loop the scene until you feel the reality of it. Then once you have captured the feeling, you can go to bed and sleep in that mood. If you cannot sleep immediately, do not worry. The important thing is that you have successfully impregnated the mind. You have planted the seed. You can now rest in the confidence that it is done. But what happens if your mind wanders? This will happen. You will be looping your scene, and suddenly you will find yourself thinking about what you need to buy at the grocery store. Do not get angry. Do not judge yourself. Simply realize that you have wandered and gently bring your attention back to the loop. Start again. Shake the hand. Shake the hand. It requires discipline. It is a mental muscle. The first few times you try this, you might feel frustrated. You might feel like you are just lying there pretending. Persist. The persistence is the proof of your faith. You are telling the universe, I will not let go until you bless me. I will not stop imagining until this feels real. And eventually the mind will yield. It has to yield. It is a servant. It will submit to your sustained attention. This technique is a way of dying to the old self. When you enter the state akin to sleep, you are withdrawing your life from the physical world. You are becoming a living soul. You are returning to the source. Every night you have the opportunity to be born again. You can lay down the pauper and wake up the king. You can lay down the sick man and wake up the healed man. But you must be willing to let go of the old man's thoughts. You cannot take your grievances into this holy place. You must leave your shoes at the door. Before you start your sat session, spend a moment forgiving everyone who hurt you that day. Release the anger, release the disappointment, clear the slate. You cannot create a beautiful future if you are holding on to a dirty past. Wash your mind with forgiveness and then enter the state. The transcript stated that you should end your day by visualizing your dream as though it is already achieved, reinforcing your belief. This is the nightly harvest. You are harvesting the day's experiences and choosing which ones to keep and which ones to throw away. If you had a bad day, revise it before you sleep. Rewrite the scene. If you had a good day, celebrate it. Then move into your loop. This consistency is what builds momentum. If you do this every night for a week, you will notice a shift in your waking hours. You will wake up feeling different. You will feel a quiet confidence. You will stop worrying about the desire because you will feel that you already have it. You have met it in the night. You have been intimate with it. It is no longer a stranger. It is a part of you. There is a mystical aspect to this state. Neville Goddard taught that when we sleep, we actually travel. We enter a fourth dimensional world where our thoughts are objective realities. When you perform sats, you are setting the coordinates for your nightly journey. You are telling your greatest self where to go. You are arranging meetings in the higher dimensions that will then play out in the physical world. Have you ever met someone and felt like you knew them already? It is because you have already met them in the silence of the night. You have already worked out the details in the state akin to sleep. The physical meeting is just the shadow of the spiritual meeting. So do not think that nothing is happening while you sleep. The most important work of your life is happening while you sleep. You are moving mountains in your dreams so that you can walk over them in the morning. Let me give you a specific example of how to construct a scene, because clarity is power. Let us say you want to be debt-free. Do not visualize a bank statement with a zero balance. That is boring, and it is hard to get emotional about a piece of paper. Instead, visualize a conversation with your best friend. Imagine you are sitting in a coffee shop. Smell the coffee. Feel the table. Look your friend in the eye and say, "I am so relieved I am completely debt-free." And imagine your friend saying, "I am so happy for you." Hear the relief in your own voice. Feel the joy in their voice. Loop this conversation. I am free. I am so happy for you. I am free. I am so happy for you. Do it until you want to cry with happiness. This scene implies the debt is gone. It implies you have told someone. It implies celebration. This is far more powerful than looking at a number. Or let us say you want to heal a physical condition. Do not visualize the organ healing. You do not know what a healing organ looks like. Visualize the doctor telling you the good news. Visualize yourself running or dancing or doing something you could not do if you were sick. If you have a bad knee, visualize yourself climbing a mountain. Feel the strength in your legs. Feel the wind on your face. Feel the exertion. The subconscious understands action. It understands feeling. It does not understand medical textbooks. Give it a scene of vitality. Loop the action of running. Feel the impact of your feet on the ground. Make it visceral. Your body will respond to this suggestion. The cells of your body eavesdrop on your imagination. If you imagine health, the cells will align with health. You must approach this practice with a sense of sacredness. This is not a chore. This is a divine appointment. You are meeting with the Creator. You are co-creating your destiny. Turn off your phone. Close the door. Tell your family you need some quiet time. Create a sanctuary for your sleep. Your bedroom should be a temple of peace. Do not watch the news in bed. Do not argue in bed. Keep the energy of the room pure. When you lie down, you are laying your body on the altar. You are offering up your limitation and asking to be filled with the spirit of your desire. It is a holy act. Treat it with reverence, and it will yield holy results. Some of you might say, I try this, but I fall asleep instantly. I am too tired. If that is the case, try doing it in the morning. The state akin to sleep also happens when you are waking up. That moment when you are groggy but awake is a golden window. Do not jump out of bed immediately. Stay there. Keep your eyes closed. Go into your loop. Imagine that the day is already a success. Imagine the outcome you want for the day. Set the tone, or try doing it in the afternoon during a siesta. You do not need a full night's sleep to use the technique. You just need the drowsy state. Anytime you can shut out the world and induce that floaty feeling, you can perform the act. Do not force the visualization. This is called the law of least effort. If you try too hard, you will wake yourself up. You will create tension. Tension is the enemy. You want to be effortless. You want to yield to the wish. Think of it like surrendering to a lover. You are letting the feeling take you over. You are allowing the scene to possess you. It should be pleasant. It should be something you enjoy doing. If it feels like work, you are doing it wrong. Change the scene to something that delights you. You should look forward to going to bed because it means you get to experience your desire. You get to be with your soulmate. You get to be rich. You get to be healthy. For 8 hours, you are free from the limitations of the 3D world. Enjoy that freedom. Finally, remember that you are the operant power. The technique has no power in itself. You are the power. The technique is just a tool to help you focus your power. If you simply go through the motions without the belief, it will be empty. You must invest your faith in the act. You must believe that when you imagine something, it is done. You must have the confidence of a child. A child imagines they are a superhero, and for that moment they are a superhero. Be like a child. Play the game with total abandonment. Suspend your disbelief. Forget your logic. Logic will only take you from A to B. Imagination will take you everywhere. So tonight I challenge you, do not just go to sleep. Go to create. Choose your scene now. Before this video ends, have your scene ready. What is the one thing that would imply your life is perfect? Is it a ring? Is it a handshake? Is it a key? Choose it. Rehearse it in your mind. And tonight when the lights go out, lie on your back, relax your body and loop it. Loop it until you fall off the cliff of wakefulness into the deep valley of sleep. And trust that while you sleep, the universe is moving heaven and earth to make your dream a reality. You will wake up in a new world. A world that has been touched by your imagination. The night is your canvas, painted with your desires. We have spoken of the night and the power of the state akin to sleep, but now we must address the day. You cannot build a temple in the dark and then tear it down in the light. You cannot plant a seed in the morning and then pour poison on it in the afternoon. This is the error that keeps the vast majority of seekers trapped in the cycle of frustration. They perform their visualizations perfectly for 10 minutes, but then they spend the remaining 16 hours of their waking day contradicting their vision. They pray for wealth in the silence, but curse their bills in the marketplace. They imagine love in the bedroom, but rehearse arguments in the kitchen. You must understand that your imagination is not something you turn on and off like a faucet. It is a stream that flows 24 hours a day. You are always imagining. You are always creating. And the primary tool of this continuous creation is your inner speech. This chapter is about the discipline of the mind. It is about what Neville Goddard called the mental diet. Just as you would not feed your body poison if you wanted to be healthy, you must not feed your mind negativity if you want to be successful. Let us define inner speech. It is the little voice in your head that never stops talking. It is the running commentary on your life. It is the internal dialogue you have with yourself and with invisible others. Scientists tell us that we think tens of thousands of thoughts a day, and most of those thoughts take the form of internal words. You are constantly talking to yourself, and what you are saying to yourself is creating your reality. Most people are totally unaware of this. They think their inner speech is just a reaction to what is happening outside. They see a traffic jam and they say internally, this is going to make me late, I hate this city. They think they are just reporting the facts, but they are not reporting, they are creating. By affirming the frustration, they are cementing the state of frustration. They are ordering more traffic and more delay for tomorrow. Your inner speech is the vibratory signature that the universe responds to. The universe does not hear what you say out loud to your friends to look cool. It hears what you whisper to yourself in the secret chambers of your mind. The transcript you studied earlier mentioned that your beliefs shape the way you see and interact with the world, and that you must match your inner speech to your fulfilled desire. This is the essence of the mental diet. A mental diet is a radical commitment to change the conversation going on in your head. It requires you to become a watcher. You must stand at the gate of your mind and listen. What are you saying? Are you arguing with your boss? Are you defending yourself against imaginary critics? Are you replaying the insults of the past? Are you worrying about the future? These negative inner conversations are leaks in your ship. They drain your creative power. Every time you engage in a negative inner dialogue, you are investing your energy in a reality you do not want. You are paying interest on trouble that has not even happened yet. You must stop this waste. You must prune the vine of your mind. If you want to know what your future holds, look at your inner speech today. Your inner speech is the prophecy of your tomorrow. If you are walking down the street saying to yourself, I never have enough money, why is everything so expensive? Then you are prophesying poverty. You are literally commanding the universe to keep you broke. To change your bank account, you must first change the sentence in your head. You must start saying, isn't it wonderful that I have so much? Even if your wallet is empty, you must speak the language of the wish fulfilled. You must say, I'm so grateful for my abundance. I have more than I need. At first, your logical mind will rebel. It will call you a liar. But you must persist. You are learning a new language, the language of the spirit. And like any new language, it feels awkward at first, but with practice, it becomes fluent. Let us look at the mechanics of an argument. How many of you spend your time having mental arguments with people? Maybe it is an ex-partner, maybe it is a politician, maybe it is a family member. You construct an entire scene where you tell them off. You come up with the perfect witty comeback. You feel the anger rising in your chest. You feel the adrenaline. You feel righteous. But do you realize what you are doing? You are visualizing conflict. You are affirming that this person has power over you. And because the universe gives you what you are conscious of being, it will bring that person or someone just like them into your life to enact the argument you just rehearsed. You are writing the script for a fight and then you are surprised when the fight happens. You must stop these internal arguments immediately. They are poison. When you catch yourself arguing in your mind, stop. Hit the pause button. Rewrite the script. Hear that person agreeing with you. Hear them apologizing, hear them praising you, or simply dissolve the scene and focus on something else. Do not let the sun go down on your anger, even in your imagination. The mental diet is not about suppressing negative thoughts. It is not about forcing yourself to be happy all the time. That is repression, and it leads to anxiety. The mental diet is about substitution. You cannot stop a thought by fighting it. You stop a thought by replacing it. Nature abhors a vacuum. If you create a space in your mind, you must fill it with something else or the old weeds will grow back. So when a negative thought comes, when the voice says you are not good enough, you must immediately substitute it with the truth. You say, I am the operant power. I am chosen. I am worthy. You overwrite the old file with new data. This is an active process. It requires vigilance. You have to be awake. Most people are asleep at the wheel of their own minds. They let their thoughts drive them into the ditch. You must take the wheel. You must steer the ship. Consider the phrase, isn't it wonderful? Neville Goddard suggested this as a catch-all phrase for the mental diet. When you are worried or unsure and you can't find the specific words to fix the situation, just say, isn't it wonderful? Something wonderful is happening to me now. This phrase is a hook. It hooks your mind into the expectation of good. It lifts your vibration. Repeat it like a mantra. Isn't it wonderful? Isn't it wonderful? Let your mind hunt for what is wonderful. Your subconscious is a search engine. If you ask it what is wrong, it will find a million things wrong. If you ask it what is wonderful, it will find a million things wonderful. Direct the search engine. Ask better questions. Speak better words. Your inner speech determines your self-concept. Who do you think you are? You answer that question every minute by the way you talk to yourself. If you drop a glass, do you say, I am such an idiot? If you make a mistake, do you say, I always mess things up? These are affirmations of failure. You are cursing yourself. Stop cursing yourself and start blessing yourself. If you make a mistake, say, that is unlike me. I am usually so graceful. I am getting better every day. Treat yourself with the same kindness you would treat a beloved child. You would not follow a child around telling them they are stupid. Why do you do it to yourself? Your subconscious mind believes whatever you tell it with feeling. If you tell it you are a failure, it will ensure you fail. If you tell it you are a success, it will ensure you succeed. Be kind to the being within you. The transcript mentioned that success begins in your mind before it manifests outwardly. This is the law. You cannot be a success on the outside while talking like a failure on the inside. You cannot be wealthy on the outside while thinking like a beggar on the inside. The inner conversation must match the outer goal. If you want to be a great leader, start talking to yourself like a leader. Talk with confidence. Make decisions in your mind with authority. If you want to be a loving partner, start talking to yourself like a person who is secure in love. Do not check your phone desperately in your mind. Say to yourself, I am loved, I am cherished, I am the prize. You must wear the mental garments of the person you want to be. The mental diet is the dressing room where you put on these new clothes. There is a powerful technique involving inner hearing. We often focus on inner seeing or visualization, but inner hearing is just as potent. Construct a sentence that implies your wish is fulfilled. A sentence that someone else would say to you. For example, I have never seen you look so happy, or congratulations on your new home, or I love you so much. Now listen. Listen in the silence of your mind until you hear that person saying it. Hear the specific timbre of their voice. Hear the intonation. Reply to them mentally. Thank you, I am so happy too. Carry this conversation with you throughout the day. When you are washing dishes, hear the congratulations. When you are driving to work, hear the praise. This is a portable technique. You can do it anywhere. You are surrounding yourself with the invisible cloud of witnesses who are confirming your new reality. Let us address the influence of the world on your mental diet. We live in a noisy world. The news, social media, and gossip are constantly trying to feed you junk food for your mind. They sell fear, they sell lack, they sell outrage. If you consume this garbage all day, your inner speech will become garbage. You will start repeating the angry headlines you saw on your phone. You must protect your mind. Be selective about what you consume. Turn off the news. Unfollow the accounts that make you feel small or angry. Read books that inspire you. Listen to music that uplifts you. Surround yourself with high-quality ideas. Your mind is a temple, not a trash can. Do not let the world dump its refuse in your holy place. Guard the door. If it is not lovely, if it is not of good report, let it not enter your mind. The mental diet also applies to how you speak to others. Do not join in on the complaining sessions at work. When your colleagues are gathering to complain about the boss or the economy, do not participate. Silence is better than agreement with negativity. Or better yet, change the subject. Speak of the good. Be the person who brings the light into the room. When you refuse to participate in negative conversations, you are signaling to the universe that you have moved to a new state. You are no longer residing in the state of the victim. You are residing in the state of the creator. People might think you are strange. Let them. You are building a new world, and you cannot afford to use the old bricks of complaint. There is a connection between your inner speech and your physical health. Your body is eavesdropping on your thoughts. Every cell in your body is listening to your internal monologue. If you are constantly saying, I am so tired, I am getting old, I feel sick, then your cells will obey. They will lower their vibration to match your command. But if you say, I am full of energy, I am radiantly healthy, I am strong, then your cells will respond with vitality. The mental diet is the best medicine. It reduces stress, it boosts immunity, it aligns your biology with your theology. You cannot be healthy in body if you are sick in mind. Heal the speech and the body will follow. But what if you slip? You will slip. You are human. You have had decades of practice thinking negatively. You are breaking a lifelong habit. Do not beat yourself up when you catch yourself thinking a negative thought. Guilt is just another negative thought. It is a trap. If you fall off the diet, just get back on. Say cancel, cancel. Say that was the old me. And immediately pivot to the new thought. It is the recovery time that matters. How quickly can you catch yourself and correct course? In the beginning, it might take you an hour to realize you have been spiraling. With practice, you will catch it in a minute. Eventually, you will catch it before the thought even fully forms. You will become a master of your own attention. Think of your mind as a garden. For years, you have let weeds grow wild. Now you are clearing the land. You are planting roses. At first, the weeds will try to come back. They have deep roots. You have to be diligent. You have to pull them out every day. But eventually the roses will grow so thick and lush that there is no room for the weeds. The new positive inner speech will become your habit. It will become your natural way of thinking. You will wake up singing. You will walk around praising. You will expect the best. And because you expect the best will come to you. You will become a person of high favor. Doors will open for you. And you will wonder why life has become so easy. It is because you have stopped fighting yourself. You have aligned your inner voice with your outer goal. Let me give you a challenge for the next 7 days. This is the 7-day mental diet challenge. For 1 week, you must not dwell on any negative thought. Note that I said dwell. You cannot stop the birds from flying over your head, but you can stop them from building a nest in your hair. Negative thoughts will come. Let them pass. Do not invite them to tea. Do not argue with them. Just replace them. If you fail and you dwell on a negative thought for more than a minute, you have to start the 7 days over. This requires intense focus. It requires you to be present. But if you can do this for 7 days, you will cleanse your system. You will break the addiction to negativity. You will raise your vibration to a level you have never experienced. You will see miracles happen in that week. The transcript stated that you control the narrative in your mind and you should choose positivity every time. This is true power. You are the narrator of your life story. Up until now, you may have been telling a tragedy. You may have been telling a story of a victim who is pushed around by fate. Change the genre. Start telling a hero's journey. Start telling a romance. Start telling a story of triumph. Narrate your day as if you are the luckiest person alive. Look at that parking spot right in the front just for me. Look at that green light. The universe is clearing my path. Look at that check in the mail. Money loves me. Narrate the good. Amplify the good. The more you talk about the good, the more good you will see. Your inner speech is the rudder of your ship. If you want to turn the ship, you have to turn the rudder. You cannot expect your life to go in a new direction if you are holding the rudder in the same old position. Turn the wheel. Speak the new direction. I am going to success. I am going to love. I am going to freedom. Hold the rudder steady. Even when the waves crash against the side, do not let the circumstances knock your hand off the wheel. You are the captain. You decide where this ship goes. Not the wind, not the waves, not the crew. You. As we conclude this chapter, remember that silence is also part of the diet. Sometimes the best thing you can say is nothing. Practice the silence. Be still and know that I am God. In the silence, you can hear the whispers of your higher self. The mental diet is not just about talking positive, it is about listening to the divine. Clear out the noise of the ego so that the voice of wisdom can be heard. A quiet mind is a powerful mind. A mind that is under control is a weapon of mass creation. So today, start your diet. Throw out the junk food thoughts. Feast on the thoughts of greatness. Drink the wine of joy. Eat the bread of abundance. Feed your mind with the finest ingredients and your life will become a banquet. You are the host and you are the guest. Make it a meal worth eating. Make your inner life a heaven, and your outer life will have no choice but to match it. This is the law. This is the way. This is the mental diet. We have now reached the point in our journey where the rubber meets the road. You have awakened to your power as the creator. You have ignored the evidence of your senses. You have planted the seed in the deep silence of the state Akin to sleep. You have guarded your mind with a strict mental diet. Now we must discuss the unfolding of the drama. We must discuss how the invisible becomes visible. Neville Goddard called this process the bridge of incidents. This concept is the answer to the question that plagues every student of the law, which is the question of how. How will my desire come to pass? How will I meet my soulmate? How will I get the money? How will the healing happen? I am here to tell you that the how is not your responsibility. The how belongs to the wisdom of the universe, which has ways and means you know not of. Your responsibility is the end. The universe's responsibility is the means. The bridge of incidents is the series of events that the universe constructs to take you from your present state to your desired state. It is a bridge that is built automatically and invisibly the moment you successfully impregnate your subconscious mind. You must understand that we live in a world of cause and effect. But the cause is always imaginal and the effect is always physical. Between the imaginal act and the physical manifestation, there is a span of time and a sequence of events. This is the bridge. The most important thing you need to know about the bridge of incidents is that it is often natural. It is so natural that when your desire finally manifests, you might be tempted to say it would have happened anyway. This is the great deception of the senses. If you imagine yourself wealthy, the money might come to you through a new job or an investment or a legacy or a brilliant idea. It will seem like a coincidence. But there are no coincidences in the world of mind. Every person you meet and every delay you encounter and every turning of the page is part of the bridge that you yourself laid down in the silence of the night. You are the architect of the bridge, even though you do not build it with your hands. You build it with your consciousness. The transcript you studied earlier mentioned that success begins in your mind before it manifests outwardly, and that living in alignment bridges the gap between your dream and your reality. This brings us to the crucial understanding of how to walk this bridge. You do not walk the bridge with anxiety. You do not walk the bridge constantly checking your watch. You walk the bridge with the attitude of acting as if. This is a phrase that is often misunderstood. Acting as if does not mean you go out and spend money you do not have to prove you are rich. That is foolishness. It does not mean you lie to your friends and tell them you are married when you are single. That is delusion. Acting as if is an internal posture. It is a psychological stance. It means that you carry the feeling of the wish fulfilled into your daily actions. It means you make decisions from the premise that you are already the person you want to be. Let us explore what this looks like practically. If you were already the successful business owner you dream of being, how would you walk into a room? You would not walk in with your head down, hoping no one notices you. You would walk in with a quiet authority. You would speak clearly. You would listen attentively. You would not be desperate for approval because you would already approve of yourself. Acting as if means adopting this psychology right now. You do not wait for the title to adopt the attitude. You adopt the attitude to summon the title. If you want to be in a loving relationship, act as if you are already loved. A person who is deeply loved does not obsess over whether someone texted them back instantly. A person who is loved feels secure and generous. So you start practicing security and generosity now. You treat yourself and others with the kindness of one whose heart is full. By doing this, you are aligning your outer behavior with your inner assumption. You are closing the gap. The bridge of incidents can sometimes look like a disaster. I must warn you of this so you do not lose heart. When you plant a seed of great change, the universe must sometimes clear the ground to make room for the new structure. If you are manifesting a new career, your bridge might begin with you being fired from your current job. The rational mind will scream that this is a failure. It will say, look, I did the visualization and now I am unemployed. But the spiritual mind knows better. The spiritual mind knows that you had to be released from the lesser state to enter the greater state. The firing was not a tragedy, it was a mechanism of the bridge. It was a necessary step. If you are manifesting a soulmate, your bridge might begin with a painful breakup with someone you thought was the one. Do not mourn. The universe is clearing the debris. It is removing the blockage so that the true desire can flow to you. You must trust the bridge, even when it feels like it is shaking under your feet. It will not collapse. It is held up by the law of God. This requires a suspension of judgment. You must stop labeling events as good or bad. You simply do not have the perspective to know what a specific event means in the grand scheme of things. A flat tire might be the thing that prevents you from being in an accident, or it might be the thing that puts you on the side of the road where you meet a person who changes your life. You must walk the bridge with a neutral and trusting mind. Say to yourself, I do not know why this is happening, but I know that my end is sure, therefore this must be a step towards it. This attitude turns every obstacle into a stepping stone. It transforms fear into curiosity. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me, you ask, I wonder how this is leading me to my desire. This shift in perspective keeps you moving forward when others would quit. Acting as if is also about preparation. The transcript said that your habits, mindset, and energy should all reflect your goal. If you really believe that your desire was coming, would you be living exactly as you are now? Probably not. You would be preparing. If you expected a guest to arrive at your home for dinner, you would clean the house and set the table and buy the food. You would prepare for their arrival. The same is true for your desire. If you expect financial abundance, organize your finances now. Clean out your wallet. Treat the money you have with respect. If you expect a relationship, make space in your closet. Sleep on one side of the bed. These physical acts are powerful prayers. They signal to the subconscious that you are serious. You are not just wishing, you are expecting. Expectation is the breeding ground of miracles. Now let us address the concept of action. Many people in the spiritual community get confused about action. They think that because imagination creates reality, they can sit on the couch and do nothing. This is a half-truth. Yes, imagination creates reality, but we live in a world of action. The difference lies in the source of the action. There are two types of action. There is forced action, and there is inspired action. Forced action comes from the ego. It comes from fear. It is the feeling that you have to make it happen or else. It is exhausting and often leads to burnout. Inspired action comes from the state of the wish fulfilled. It feels like a flow. It feels like a compulsion. You do not do it because you have to, you do it because you want to. You get a sudden urge to call someone. You get a sudden urge to drive down a different street. You get a sudden urge to write a book. Follow these urges. This is the universe moving you across the bridge. When you are living in the end, you will naturally be more active, but it will not feel like effort. You will have more energy because you are not leaking energy into worry. You will be more creative because you are connected to the source. The transcript stated that every action you take moves you closer to what you visualize. This is true when the action proceeds from the vision. If you visualize yourself as a fit and healthy person, you will naturally find yourself wanting to eat better and move your body. You won't have to force yourself to go to the gym. You will actually want to go because that is what a fit person does. The identity change precedes the behavior change. If you try to change the behavior without changing the identity, you will struggle. But if you change the identity first, the behavior flows naturally. This is the secret of permanent change. The bridge of incidents also involves other people. We are all interwoven in a vast tapestry of humanity. To bring you your desire, the universe might need to move 1,000 people. It might need to influence a stranger in another country to make a decision that eventually affects you. You do not need to manipulate people. You do not need to force your will upon them. The subconscious mind has access to the minds of all men. When you stand in your conviction, people will play their parts perfectly. They will offer you the job. They will ask you on the date. They will buy your house. They will do it because it is their idea. You do not need to beg or plead. You simply need to hold your ground in imagination. The world is a stage and the people are actors. If you change the script in your mind, they must change their performance. One of the most difficult parts of walking the bridge is the time delay. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want the pizza in 30 minutes and we want the manifestation now. But nature has a rhythm. There is a time for sowing and a time for reaping. A seed does not become a tree overnight. A pregnancy takes 9 months. Your desire has its own appointed hour. The interval between the imaginal act and the physical fact is not empty time, it is gestation time. It is the time when the universe is assembling the pieces. During this time, you must remain faithful. You must not dig up the seed to see if it is growing. Every time you doubt, you delay the harvest. Every time you look for signs, you interrupt the process. Patience is not just waiting. Patience is the active maintenance of the state of faith. It is the refusal to accept the evidence of the senses while the bridge is being built. Acting as if helps you endure the delay. When you are acting as if you already have it, you are not impatient because you already have it. If you ordered a package online and you knew it was coming, you wouldn't stand by the door screaming. You would go about your life knowing it is on the way. That is the attitude you must cultivate. It is a relaxed confidence. It is a knowingness. When you are in this state, you become magnetic. People are drawn to those who are self-possessed and secure. By stopping the chase, you start the attraction. Everything you want wants you, but it cannot catch you if you are running after it. Stop running. Stand still in the state of the wish fulfilled and let the bridge come to you. Let us discuss the role of gratitude on the bridge. Gratitude is the ultimate expression of acting as if. We usually give thanks after we receive a gift. Therefore, giving thanks before you receive the physical gift is the most powerful way to signal that you have already received it in imagination. Walk the bridge with a heart full of thanksgiving. Thank the universe for your perfect health even while you are sick. Thank the universe for your wealth even while you are broke. This gratitude is the fuel that shortens the bridge. It collapses time. It raises your vibration to the level of the miracle. A complaining heart is a closed door. A grateful heart is an open gate. Be grateful for the bridge itself. Be grateful for the challenges that are strengthening you. Be grateful for the adventure of life. Sometimes the bridge will require you to step out of your comfort zone. The transcript mentioned that you should let your goals shape your habits and responses to challenges. Growth only happens outside of the comfort zone. If your desire is big, it will require you to become a bigger person to hold it. The bridge will present you with opportunities to overcome your fears. It will present you with opportunities to speak up or to take a risk. Do not shrink back. These are the initiations. These are the moments where you claim your new identity. If you want to be a public speaker, the bridge will put you in front of an audience. If you want to be a leader, the bridge will put you in a crisis that needs leading. Welcome these tests. They are proof that the law is working. They are the fire that tempers the steel of your soul. You must also be mindful of the company you keep on the bridge. The people around you can either support your new state or drag you back to the old one. If you are trying to manifest wealth, but you hang around people who constantly complain about poverty, it will be hard to maintain your acting as if. You might need to distance yourself from the naysayers. You might need to find a new tribe, or you might simply need to learn to be silent around them. Do not cast your pearls before swine. Do not tell your dreams to people who will kill them. Walk the bridge in silence if you must. The power of the secret is mighty. Keep your vision contained within the vessel of your own consciousness until it hardens into fact. Acting as if is not about being fake. It is about being more real than you have ever been. It is about aligning with your true self, your divine self. The person you are currently pretending to be, the limited, fearful, small person, is the fake one. The powerful, abundant, loving person you see in your imagination is the real you. Acting as if is simply the process of shedding the mask of limitation and revealing the truth of your grandeur. It is a return to innocence. It is a return to power. Do not be afraid to shine. Do not be afraid to walk tall. The world is dying for authenticity. When you dare to live from your highest ideal, you give others permission to do the same. Remember that you are never walking the bridge alone. Your inner being, your higher self, is walking with you. It is guiding your steps. It is whispering in your ear. If you get lost, if you stumble, just be still. Listen to the silence. Reconnect with the feeling of the wish fulfilled. The path will reappear. The bridge is resilient. You can fall off and get back on. You can make mistakes and correct them. The only way to fail is to turn back. Do not turn back to the land of dead dreams. Keep your face set like flint towards the Jerusalem of your desire. The bridge only goes forward as you practice acting as. If you will notice that your external circumstances begin to shift in subtle ways, people will treat you differently. You will get better service at restaurants. You will find parking spots easily. These are the little confirmations. These are the breadcrumbs on the bridge. Acknowledge them. Say thank you. But do not get attached to them. Keep your eyes on the ultimate prize. Do not settle for the appetizers when the main course is coming. Use these small successes to build your confidence. If you can manifest a parking spot, you can manifest a mansion. It is the same principle. It is the same power. It is just a difference in degree. So, my challenge to you for this chapter is to pick one quality of your future self and act as if you possess it today. If your future self is confident, practice confidence today. If your future self is peaceful, practice peace today. Walk like them. Talk like them. Breathe like them. Wear their skin. Merge with them. Do not wait for the future. The future is a concept. The only time you can be your ideal self is now. The bridge is under your feet right now. Every step you take in the assumption of your wish fulfilled is a step across the bridge. You are crossing the abyss of time on the solid plank of your faith. Do not look down. Look straight ahead. The shore is closer than you think. When you finally arrive at your destination and you hold your desire in your hands, you will look back at the bridge and you will see the perfection of it. You will see how every delay and every detour was necessary. You will see the genius of the universe, and you will realize that the journey was just as beautiful as the destination. You will realize that the person you became on the bridge is even more valuable than the thing you received at the end. You are expanding. You are evolving. You are becoming a master creator. So walk your bridge with joy. Walk it with pride. You are the operant power and your way is prepared. My friends, we have traveled a great distance together in this masterclass. We have journeyed from the awakening of the Creator in the introduction, through the secret of feeling and the denial of the senses, into the deep silence of the state, akin to sleep, and across the bridge of incidents. We have stripped away the illusions that have kept you bound in mediocrity, and we have placed into your hands the keys to the kingdom. You now possess the knowledge that the ancients guarded with their lives. You understand that the world around you is not a prison but a playground. It is not a place of punishment but a school of manifestation. You understand that you are not a cork bobbing helplessly on the ocean of fate, but you are the ocean itself and the wind that moves the water. You have learned that the only limits on your life are the limits of your own imagination, and that by expanding your imagination you expand your world. This is not just information, this is a revelation. Information acts on the surface of the mind, but revelation acts on the core of the being. You are not the same person who started listening to this series. Something has shifted within you. A seed has been planted. A door has been opened. And once the mind has been stretched by a new idea, it can never return to its original dimensions. You are awake, but knowledge without application is dead. You can listen to this video 1,000 times. You can memorize every word I have said, but if you do not apply the law, nothing will change. You will remain a hearer of the word and not a doer. The tragedy of most seekers is that they become addicted to the learning but terrified of the doing. They read book after book and watch video after video looking for the magic secret that will make it easy. I am here to tell you that there is no magic secret other than the one you have just learned. You are the secret. You are the operant power. This phrase is the cornerstone of your new life. Operant power means that the machinery of reality does not run itself. It waits for an operator. It waits for you. If you do not operate it consciously, it will operate unconsciously based on your past fears and programming. You must take the helm. You must stand on the bridge of your ship and grab the wheel. You must decide where you are going. If you do not have a destination, you will drift, and drifting is the cause of all suffering. I want you to take a moment to really let the weight of this responsibility sink in. It is a heavy weight, but it is a glorious weight. It means that there is no one to blame. You can no longer blame your parents for how they raised you. You can no longer blame the economy for your bank account. You can no longer blame your ex-partners for your heartbreak. As long as you blame others, you are giving away your power. You are saying that they are the gods of your life. Take back your authority. Say to yourself, I did this. I created the poverty. I created the loneliness. I created the confusion. And because I created it, I can uncreate it. I can dismantle the house of sorrow and build a palace of joy using the same tools. This realization is the beginning of true freedom. Freedom is not the absence of responsibility. Freedom is the embrace of total responsibility for your own consciousness. Now let us synthesize the tools we have discussed. You have a toolkit that is the envy of angels. You have the power to ignore the evidence of the senses, which allows you to stand firm when the world creates chaos. You have the power of the mental diet, which allows you to starve the negative weeds and water the positive flowers. You have the power of the state akin to sleep, which allows you to impress your subconscious mind and rewrite your destiny every single night. You have the power of acting as if, which allows you to bridge the gap between your desire and your reality. These are not separate techniques, they are a lifestyle. You do not do them for 10 minutes and then stop. You live them. You become the living embodiment of the law. You walk through the world as a person who knows who they are. You carry a secret in your heart that makes you smile when others are weeping. You know that the play is rigged in your favor because you are the playwright. I know that the voice of the old man will try to speak to you. The old self does not want to die. It will whisper doubts in your ear. It will tell you that this is too good to be true. It will point to your past failures and say, look, you tried before and it didn't work. It will point to the news and say, look, the world is falling apart. Recognize this voice for what it is. It is the echo of a dead past. It is a ghost. Do not fight the ghost. Do not argue with it. Simply ignore it. Turn your back on it. Starve it of your attention. Turn your face toward the sun of your new assumption. Keep your eyes on the prize. Remember the pruning shears. If you have a moment of weakness, revise it. If you fall off the wagon, get back on. Perfection is not required, but persistence is non-negotiable. You fail only if you quit. And you cannot quit because your desire is the promise of God, and God does not break promises. This journey requires a quality that Neville Goddard called brazen impudence. It means shameless boldness. You must be bold enough to claim things that you have no physical right to claim. You must be bold enough to say, I am wealthy, when your pockets are empty. You must be bold enough to say, I am healthy, when the doctor says otherwise. You must be bold enough to say, I am loved, when you are alone. The world will call you arrogant. Let them. The world will call you crazy. Let them. The unreasonable man changes the world while the reasonable man adapts to it. Be unreasonable. Be bold. Do not ask for permission to be happy. Do not ask for permission to be successful. Take it. It is your birthright. It was yours before the foundation of the world. You are simply reclaiming what you forgot. I challenge you to test this. I do not want you to believe me blindly. Blind belief is weak. I want you to have the belief that comes from experience. I challenge you to commit to a 30-day experiment. For the next 30 days, I want you to pick one specific desire, something that you really want. And I want you to apply every single technique in this masterclass to that one desire. Every morning, start your day with gratitude for it. Every day, watch your mental diet and refuse to think thoughts contrary to it. Every night, fall asleep in the loop of the wish fulfilled. Do not miss a single day. If you do this with intensity and focus, I promise you that you will see results. You will see the bridge of incidents form under your feet. You will see coincidences that are impossible to explain. You will feel a shift in your energy that changes how people react to you. And when you see these results, you will no longer need faith because you will have knowledge. You will know that you are the creator. Now, I need to speak to you about the community we are building here. You are not walking this path alone. There are thousands of others who are waking up just like you. We are building a tribe of conscious creators. I invite you to join us. If this message has resonated with your soul, if you felt a shiver of recognition while listening, then this is your home. I ask you to subscribe to this channel, not for my sake, but for yours. By subscribing, you are making a commitment. You are telling your subconscious mind that you align with this teaching. You are saying, I am a student of the law. Turn on the notification bell so that you can be reminded of your power regularly. We live in a world that is constantly trying to program us with fear. You need a source of signal that programs you with hope and power. Let this channel be your sanctuary. Let this be the place you come to recharge your batteries when the world drains you. I also ask you to engage with this energy. The transcript mentioned that words have power and your thoughts create patterns. When you write something down, you are solidifying it. You are taking it out of the ethereal realm of thought and bringing it into the physical realm of action. I want you to go to the comments section right now and write a declaration. Do not write, I hope. Do not write, I wish. Write, I am. Write, I am wealthy. Write, I am healed. Write, I am loved. Whatever your desire is, claim it in the present tense. When you type those words, you are casting a spell. You are putting your intent out into the digital ether, and you are anchoring it in physical reality. And while you are there, read the comments of others. Encourage them. Celebrate them. When you see someone else claiming their good, say yes to it. Because there is only one consciousness. What you wish for another, you wish for yourself. If you are jealous of another's success, you block your own. If you celebrate another's success, you attract your own. Let us make the comments section a vortex of high vibration that uplifts everyone who reads it. Think about the legacy of this work. You are not just doing this for yourself. You are breaking generational chains. If you come from a line of poverty, you have the power to stop that cycle right now. If you come from a line of broken relationships, you have the power to heal that lineage. By changing your consciousness, you change the atmosphere of your family. You change the possibilities for your children. You model a new way of living. You become a lighthouse for those around you. When you shine your light, you unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. This is the greatest gift you can give to the world. A healed and empowered individual is a force for good that ripples out into eternity. You are doing this for your ancestors, and you are doing this for your descendants. Do not take this lightly. It is a sacred calling. You must also remember to live your life. Do not put your life on hold, waiting for the manifestation. That is the state of waiting, and waiting creates more waiting. Live your life to the fullest right now. Enjoy the bridge. Smell the roses along the way. Be the person you want to be today. Do not say, I will be happy when I get the money. Say, I am happy now because I know the money is coming. The feeling of happiness is the container that holds the money. If you are miserable now, the money will not come, or if it does, it will not stay. Cultivate the state of joy for its own sake. Joy is the frequency of God. When you are joyful, you are close to the source. When you are joyful, you are magnetic. Everything you want wants you. As you move forward from this moment, you will encounter obstacles. Do not be surprised. The resistance is just the old reality trying to maintain its shape. It is like breaking the sound barrier. There is a lot of shaking right before you break through. When the shaking starts, do not turn back. Press the accelerator. Go through the turbulence. On the other side is the silence of the speed of light. On the other side is the manifestation. You are a warrior of the light. You have the armor of God, which is your imagination. You have the sword of the Spirit, which is your inner speech. You are equipped for this battle, and the victory is already assured. The only way to lose is to surrender to the illusion. Do not surrender. Stand firm. I want to leave you with a vision of your future self. Close your eyes for a moment. See yourself a year from now. See yourself living the life you have imagined in this masterclass. See the smile on your face. See the peace in your eyes. See the abundance that surrounds you. That version of you is real. It exists right now in the fourth dimension. It is calling to you. It is reaching back through time to pull you forward. Take the hand of your future self. Trust that they know the way. Every step you take in faith brings you closer to merging with that ideal self. You are destined for greatness. You are destined for joy. Do not settle for anything less. If you have found value in this series, please share it with a friend who needs to hear it. Be a channel of this truth. Light a candle for someone else and your own path will be lit. Thank you for giving me your time and your attention, which are the most valuable currencies you possess. I honor the divinity within you. I bow to the Creator in you. I know who you are, even if you sometimes forget. You are the I am. You are the cause and the effect. You are the Alpha and the Omega of your own world. Go now into the silence of your own mind and appropriate your good. Claim your birthright. The feast is prepared. The table is set. The guest of honor is you. Do not wait for an invitation. You are the host. Sit down and eat. Drink the wine of fulfillment. Wear the robes of glory. Go and live as if it were true, because it is true. Go and walk the bridge of incidents with a light heart. Go and prepare the guest room of your soul. Your good is coming. Your good is here. It is finished. It is done. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.